G'day, Heath here from pickinglessons.com. Mountain Dew on the guitar. This is a great song. We're in the key of A. In this lesson we have two breaks that we're going to learn. The first one is more of a kickoff break, and it's certainly inspired by the Stanley Brothers recording they made. I think that's a really great version of the kickoff on the guitar, and the head that we have here is very much like that. The second variation is more embellished. There's a lot more licks. We're moving up the neck. There's more going on. We sort of stray from the melody a little bit more, but that's kind of cool too. In a moment, we're going to take a look at the first 8 measures of the first variation here in this video, but if you head over to pickinglessons.com, you can grab yourself a copy of the full tablature, but in the members section there, we'll continue this lesson. We'll be breaking down the remainder of variation 1 and certainly break down all the licks and what's going on in variation 2 as well. Once you do get to know it, you have some play along and backing tracks there as well. Now, we're in the key of A, we're playing out of G shape, so essentially you could quite easily play this break in any key, G, A, B flat, B, you could go up to C if you wish, you could even take it up to D if you really wanted to, so capoing, we can move it around. We're learning it here in A, capo fret 2, and this opening break, like I mentioned, it's very much been inspired by that version the Stanley Brothers recorded. It's very cool. I've always really loved that version. So we'll break down what's going on here now. It's not exactly like that. It's not a replica. There are ideas taken from it and some embellishment around that too. So just to kick us off, we're going to start on beat 3. So just a quick side note, when you feel this, you're certainly going to feel it in cut time up to tempo. So cut time is basically 2 half beats per measure. Yeah, but as we learn it, we're going to count it in 4 beats to the bar just so we can get a good handle on the rhythm as we go. So doing that, our pickup note is going to be on the 3rd count. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Open string, watch the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Just a side note before we really progress, this is a pretty advanced break, so we're not going to dive into the little nitty-gritty of all the little minor things. We're just going to move through and highlight the important stuff. First measure. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Watch the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, up, down. And the picking, of course, is all marked in the tablature, just following our regular type alternate picking, following the rhythm structure. So down on the beat, up on the off beat, and so on. Second measure. Yeah, a lot of G. This one really does focus around the melody. Yeah, so a lot of G there, sitting there at the moment. Measure 3. So we'll put the 3rd and 4th measures together here. So firstly, we're going to use our 2nd finger. We're going to slide up from that 2nd fret into the 4th, and 1st finger to the 3rd fret there. Hammering on there on that 4th beat from the 3rd into the 5th with our 3rd finger. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. We continue on in this position in measure 4, back to 1st finger, 1, 2 and then we slide back down with our 2nd finger, 3 and 4. Let's piece together measures 3 and 4 together. Ready, and 2nd finger. So there's a lot of repetition of the notes. This is actually not too hard to play at the moment. Let's piece together these first 4 bars nice and slow. From the pickup note, which is on count 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, we'll come back through that in a moment. Let's have a look at what's happening in the next 4 bars. Over the C chord change, so that over to the 4 chord, we've got this cool lick which we play twice. I think that's great. It's a nice little bluesy embellishment on what the melody's doing. So here, our 1st finger is going to stay put on the 2nd fret. That's really important, and our 2nd finger is going to play that 3rd. So firstly, getting that movement, getting your 1st finger really clean, just staying in place, until we then move on to the open string and the hammer on. So ready, and. We do that again for measure 6. I think in these first 8 bars, that's probably the most demanding of the sections. So we might just run that a couple of times. So ready, and. Just really watch that that first finger does stay on the A once it comes into position. So ready, and. So only moving what you need to move, so that second finger when you're needing to move it. Measure 7 through to measure 8. A little bit of filler there on the chord, so that little reverse G run. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, there we have our first half of the break. Let's run through that from the beginning. We'll just go nice and slow. Do prop and practice up the little sections that we've sort of highlighted through the arrangement so far. But let's take it from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's those first 8 bars. Do take your time and start to get to know it and build it up, because it is, generally speaking, a faster song when it's played. So you do want to be right on top of the break, memorize it. But you can see that the ideas so far within this are quite straightforward. Look, even moving forward, the second half of this, again, it's fairly simple ideas that are kind of structured in a way that they are quite accessible at a faster tempo. Even in the second variation, where there's some more demanding stuff going on, they're still quite accessible. It's just the tempo, then working on the ideas so you can build them up. So pickinlessons.com, you can grab the tablature there for the complete arrangement, but we will break down the rest of this in the next couple of lessons. So we'll look at the second half of this first variation, and of course look at the second variation there too in the members section. So pickinlessons.com, I'll see you there.